All right, so today in this video, I want to talk about the biotics, and this gets a little wordy, but this is the whole deal. This ties back into the microbiome and how the microbiome and the good bacteria specifically. The microbiome is the collection of good and bad, but when it comes to the good bacteria, that's what I want to talk about here because this slide applies to the good bacteria, not the bad. So there's prebiotics. There's probiotics, which most of us have heard of, and then there's postbiotics. And so the prebiotics, this is the food. And so when you want something to grow naturally, when you want a baby to grow, what do? You feed it, right? So same thing with bacteria. If you want them to colonize, if you want more good bacteria, then eat what the good bacteria eats, which is stuff from the soil and fiber. If you want to get rid of the bad bacteria, you starve them. And so the bad bacteria like all the processed food and the junk food. So as you eat more good foods, less bad foods, less processed foods, then you start getting fiber, which is the prebiotic. And actually the fiber that feeds more, better way to say it, every strain of bacteria has a slightly different menu. But the fiber that's on more menus than any other fiber is called cognac root, Konjac. You see this in PGX fiber as well when you're looking at supplements. And so glucomannan, there's others, but you want to feed yourself the fiber because when the fiber gets to your GI tract, now your good bacteria, that microbiome is going to eat it. The good bacteria will colonize, the bad bacteria will shrink in numbers. And so the prebiotics is the food, the probiotic is the actual bacteria in the microbiome. But what you really want more than the prebiotics and the fiber and more than the probiotics and the bacteria in the microbiome is the postbiotics. So when you have the right kind of bacteria and you're feeding them the right things, then you get what's called postbiotics. These bacteria in your microbiome produce these end products. And these end products, a big one's called butyrate. That's probably the most well-known, propionate, acetate, valerate, I guess. There's four of these guys that are really well known about, but butyrate is anti-cancer, and it turns on when you start making butyrate in your body, butyric acid, then it starts shutting off the right switches in your DNA so that you express healthy things and you don't express unhealthy things. So again, you need the fiber to feed the bacteria, but what you really want is the short chain fatty acids, these postbiotics, because they do all of the healing and signaling in the body. Okay, but that's the importance of the whole step: the food, the bacteria, and then what the bacteria produce. I hope that makes sense. More food, more bacteria leads to more of these end products, and more end products leads to better health. All right, see you at the next one.